closed, Chopper spent nearly 20 years of his life inside these penitentiary walls. So, weeks from death, it was here he decided to finally come clean on a crime he has never been convicted of: murder. Tonight, he's admitting to 4 homicides. Well, are you prepared to tell the truth today?
Yeah, of course I am.
Why is that?
Because that's what it's all about. This is the last interview. The last picture show.
Does your word mean anything?
Don't question me about my bloody well word. That's all I'm saying to you. That's it. 4 is all you're getting, and that's 4. That's it. 4, that's it. That's it. I haven't killed any more than that. And don't try to make out that I have.
I guess the point is you have said in the past you put a television camera in the room and you'll lay your head off.
Oh, yeah, of course I am. Yeah, right. But I'm telling the truth now.
Existing in the world today. He went out on the lap that killed him without any seatbelts on, so the story goes.
Did he really?
He was so angry. Who was his teammate at the time? Didier Pironi? Mm-hmm. I think it was Didier Pironi, they had an agreement over how they were going to finish in the previous race. Didier Pironi had broken the agreement, if it was Pironi, I'm sure it was, had broken the agreement and then set the fastest time at the following race in practice. So Villeneuve was so angry, got into his car, never even did his seatbelt up to go and beat him. But can you imagine a racing driver today just saying, I'm in such a rush to get out there and be the fastest that I'm actually not going to put my seatbelts on?
The bigger it becomes, the greater the names that we can attract. So before you watch this video, please just spend 5 seconds hitting subscribe. It's good for us, but it's also great for you, and it really helps grow this channel. Thank you so much, and enjoy. Fernando, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
So when I say high performance, what do you think of?
I think many things. First of all, Formula One, because it's the expression of high performance in motorsport. But high performance for me is maybe delivering higher than expectations and having that extra something on everything you do, and that probably for me means high performance.
You see, everyone dreams of delivering a little bit extra, a little bit more. How do you go about finding that little bit extra?
It was a race that was bubbling up nicely, and then it just boiled over. So in terms of the 3 incidents that I think most people are talking about, including the final incident where they took each other out of contention for the race win, and Max picked up a penalty. Lando got a penalty for the second incident for exceeding track limits. How did you see the driving standards?
Well, I think first thing I want to say is that it lent itself very well, I thought, to racing. Actually, the Red Bull Ring there, both in the sprints, we saw lots of action, and the gravel traps runoff, of course, was interesting in that you saw drivers going to the limit. You could actually tell when they were on the limit because you saw loads of gravel flying everywhere. But there was lots. It was building up. The tension built up beautifully, and I think we were a little bit robbed of a fantastic climax to the race, and we'll never know what the outcome would have been. I mean, it looked to me like Lando had the pace, and that's why.
Things are coming over in the next week or two. I should have maybe 12 or 15 books, which is it's not enough, but it's the start of a collection at the very least.
Well, that's laudable, and you can't put a price on knowledge, can you? Why should you?
The
why
customs
should you do
agency
that?
can.
Oh, that's fair. Yes, they've certainly done that. And also joining us, Mark Hughes, of course, an award-winning author of motorsport books, or motorsport book, or as you probably say, book or something. I haven't quite mastered the language.
Well, it's double O is oo. Otherwise, it would be you. But you're not alone in that. It seems to be most of Southern England talk like that. But yeah, I think I've got rather more than 15 books, and I think the ones in the loft, I worry about them landing on top of me when I'm asleep one night. But because yeah.
But he physically doesn't feel safe to put the nail in the coffin. And I've had this problem with every single person I've talked to so far. The problem is, once you find out the truth about McKamey Manor, Russ comes after you to make you stay quiet.
Like, why didn't you just go to the police at that point? Like doxing where we lived, like where we worked, because he wanted his secret to stay a secret.
Yep. If it was just me, I wouldn't give 2 shits. But when you mess with my friends, my family,
and they had no part of it. And I guarantee you, he still does that. Guarantee you.
He would go and put something out online in the groups and say, oh, this person is now our enemy, to the point where people were like considering suicide.
You know, Russ can convince his followers to do anything and could probably convince somebody to kill for him. I mean, he's just that, I don't know, he's that good at brainwashing.
Not only does Russ fuck you over, but then his cult goes after you.
Something a bit more erotic than that, in all honesty.
What do you mean?
The actual answer, Lando, was Hornet Slayer.
I know it's Hornet. I know it's not. I know. I know it's Hornet Slayer. Yeah, I'm just a Slayer in general.
Do you think you might be a little bit neurotic about insects, flying things?
Look, if you saw the size of these hornets,
sure,
They were
you would
scary.
have. They were scary.
On your story, they looked scary.
Oh, stop.
They were scary. And then there was two.
Double
There was one, and then two.
fear. You
Yes.
guys drive at like 300 miles an hour. You can't be scared by a few little bugs.
Oh, trust me, we can.
Okay, after finishing 4th in Monza, what happened to Lando with the team celebrations afterwards?
I think I mentioned, but I read your book because my dear friend Nooper told me that I should. And every now and again, I would see you come up on my feed. I don't spend much time on Instagram anymore, but when I did, I just felt like you were having a different conversation. And it's not that I have stopped doing interviews because I want to hide myself away. I think it's because I wanted to be able to have a certain type of conversation that I didn't seem able to find a space for. And so I called Nooper and said, I think I just reached out to Jay to see if he would let me come and do his podcast.
75 is we've actually seen it on a car, so we now know what it looks like, because renders can make or break liveries. I think it was Mercedes a few years ago that baited us with a render that looked nothing like the actual car, and we kind of went, that doesn't look like that. Essentially, it is the throwback to the 2021 Turkey livery that they did as like the Japan special that Red Bull used. But it actually looks even better in my opinion. They've smartened it up, and I love the little kind of fade of the blue where they've made it the Red Bull logo at the back, which is very cool.
It's like a ball and then a bigger ball and a bigger ball, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's not just makes sense, but just to explain, it's a 10 because I literally wouldn't change anything. It is spot
That's
on.
when
I can't think. Normally you look at liveries and go, oh, I personally I like it or love it, but I wouldn't do that. Whereas this, I literally wouldn't change a thing. I think it's bang on.
Tomo's going to struggle when he does his redesign of each livery on the grid, isn't he?
Yeah.
Anything, so we don't have any regrets.
I'm going to ask, please, guys, can you mute yourselves? Snap, snap.
What's in that?
Google Live. Put Live.
Tammy, have you muted me? Can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. So if you have a look